going to push record
Okay.
because you are like golden nuggeting it. Oh, it's recording right there.
There we go.
Golden nuggets. It's like the color of your background.
Yeah, I have. This is like my only wall space that's beautiful and clear, and I'm not moving around. So I figured out how to use my laptop and use it properly with Zoom and everything else. So yeah, I've made a plan actually to do classes more regular. I made the event for Wednesdays at 4:20, which is a very short class. What is it? 40 minutes.
Yep. Oh, you're frozen. I'm like, we can't hear you.
To the class.
Oh, there you are.
Internet connection.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, recording. There it is. I'm like, why? I'm a meter away from my internet.
Okay. So I feel like we have got to get more clear, and we have to, because we're missing out on people joining our classes because we're not getting the event out or the link out, or we're not sending the invites, and we're not personally inviting. We're not personally saying, hey, this is what I'm doing on this day. Here's the link to my class, join us. And because like, if we can't find the event for something that we know is happening,
Yeah.
then other people aren't even going to find it, right? And so we need to start, like, I know we're getting more and more consistent with our classes because we have been talking about it and talking about it and talking about it, and now we're actually doing the action.
Yeah.
So Monday nights at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time is when I do my class.
Okay.
Josie is starting to do classes again consistently. You are right, Claudette. She is doing them at 6 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Raven's doing hers at 4:20. So that is 4 classes, 101 classes that you guys have to invite people to. And then Claudette and Candice doing the Life Steps app on Friday nights. Is that one at 6 o'clock, or are you guys doing that at a different time? I know you're not doing it this Friday, but
we switched it to 6 o'clock because we found 7 o'clock was too late.
okay, that's awesome. So 6 o'clock across the board for all the classes. Ravens is at 4:20, which gives people a different time, right, that they can choose from.
Yeah.
So we need to be having those events, and we need to keep plunking them in the groups, chat groups, as well as our Young Living RYL Business Tribe Facebook group. And we need to keep reminding people so that they keep seeing, this is how we're going to build, right? Like people coming to the classes. And, you know, there's so many cool things that we can do, like we learned the other day, right? Like when it was us that showed up for a class and then we went live. We Zoomed it and we went live in Facebook. That's a real class. Like,
Yeah.
that's real. People are going to see that. And we need, like, I've been feeling like, okay, like I know that we have a different challenge in front of us by not being able to do in-home classes, but I almost feel like, you know, like I went to work for a couple of days a week, and there was something about connecting with people and sharing my knowledge that filled my heart. And I can hear it. I can hear it in your guys's, like when you talk as well. You know, I know there's been a few of you that have gone back to work and gotten a job. I know there's a few that are looking for work, but there's something inside of us, right, that drives us to connect. That's why we do what we do here with Young Living. That's why it's appealed to us. But I've been feeling for myself, I'm like, there's something I'm not doing that's not filling this need in my heart. And I'm like, it's connecting with people and sharing the knowledge. And so I'm like, you know, whether I need to do more Facebook Lives, like when we did that class, a Facebook Live class, and it wasn't just the 4 of us talking and whatever, I'm like, that fills my heart because somebody's going to watch that, right? Like whether they watch 5 seconds or 5 minutes or the whole thing or whatever, it is out there. We just put like we dropped a rock in the ocean that's going to have a ripple effect. And that's what we need to keep doing over and over and over. And we need to have people be like, they're still doing that? Oh my gosh, like this is, maybe I should jump on one of those with them one time. Or maybe I'll watch a whole entire replay. Maybe I'll watch another 15 minutes of it. Like whatever it is, that is like something for myself that I'm like, we need, especially right now, to pour the love into the people. And it's by classes. That's what's been missing, is the actual classes, right? Like we've got our power hours and I love that we connect, and that fills me up on a like on a personal, personal, you know, does that make sense? Not like a work level, but like on my level. It's like therapy. Right? Because that's us, and it's personal development for us. That's what the power hours are, personal development. And when we do the classes, that's when we get to give. That's when we get to give the knowledge and share the things that we have. And I feel like, because I used to do in-home classes like all the time. I would do them on the weekend. We used to get together and do them at Tim Hortons every week in Enderby. Like there was so much just spending time together, right? And like driving to Ravens and being like, we're doing a class, get all the people. And there's something exciting about like, oh my gosh, guys, we're gonna have a class. And guess what? Like Mel's coming all the way from Salmon Arm to be here with us. And you get on the phone and you get people there and you're like, right? Or like Lisa, she'd be like, when are you having a class, Mel? I'm coming to your house. And then I'd be like, oh my gosh, you guys all have to be here. There's like a diamond coming. Like you guys need to be here. And like just sharing all of that. So I really want us to pivot, because I feel like we spend 80% of our time on power hours and personal development and 20% on classes. We need to flip this. We need to spend 80% of the time on classes and inviting people. We need to be, right now, it sadly is so much online and social media and right. So learning about how to navigate Instagram, learning how to navigate Facebook. I have found I was not an Instagram person. I actually only started using Instagram maybe 3 weeks ago. Maybe. Like I had
we can tell. Hey, just kidding.
I know, right?
I love it. It's awesome.
But I'm telling you, that's where you get to meet new people, because people comment or people like something of yours and people start following you, and then you go and you follow them back, and then you go to their profile and you like their stuff, and then you get this conversation going, and all of a sudden you have a new person to speak to. Maybe it's not that day, maybe it's in like 2 weeks, maybe it's next year, but you are gathering your seeds, right? You're planting your seeds. And so I know it's so much easier for me, so much easier for me just to be in somebody's, belly to belly and be like, this stuff is like amazing. Like people think I'm crazy when I do that on social media, but I'm like, that's okay. I'll be crazy. If you know me at all, right?
Consistently outrageous.
Yes, consistently. And that's the other thing is like, you need to post every single day, every single day. If you have got to put it in your timer, set an alarm for it, whatever, put it in your agenda, because we know if you don't put it in your calendar, it's most likely not going to happen. And you know what? I am freaking guilty as all heck of that, because I last about 3 or 4 days and then I'm like, I need a break. I'm tired. Like, I don't even want to talk on there. I can't even. And it's weird because if it was in my calendar on my agenda, I would just be like, okay, let's do it. Tick it off. 5 minutes, but you have to be consistent because the algorithms will like bump you down for the amount of people who see your things so incredibly fast. I can tell on my Facebook, even missing 1 day of posting, I am back down to like maybe 20 people seeing my stuff. And when I do it all the time, I have like 100 people seeing my stuff.
Totally.
And I'm like, what? 1 day? Like 1 day? Yes, 1 day. So, because I know it's like, the chain of events, right? I don't know who to invite. I'm not going to have a class because that means I have to invite somebody, but I don't know who to invite. So that's why you need to build your foundation. Just keep building your foundation on whatever your platform is. Like, and you should be doing all of them, okay? Like, I do Instagram and Facebook right now. And the only reason why I don't do TikTok is because I know that Instagram is giving TikTok a run for its money right now on the reels. So,
yeah.
I don't want to put a third one on my plate because I'm managing Facebook and Instagram right now. And, so I'm like, okay, well, let's do reels because that's the hot spot. Is reels is the hot spot. That's where everybody, like, seriously, I can't even remember which post it was, but like within 30 minutes, I had over 500 views. Okay, 500. I'm like, what are you guys like? What? I'm like, Facebook, I never make it over 100, and those are my friends.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
So we are going to shift and pivot. So that means 80% of our energy is going to go to new people and classes. 20% is going to be our personal growth, whatever that is, and our power hours. So this means our power hours, like we have them pretty structured. We do our meditation, we do our journaling, check your VO, but we are going to add in there, and because when we initially started, we did have a 15-minute section for inviting people to our classes, and that kind of has gone to the wayside. And in that time frame, invite people to classes, and you know what? We might even add 15 minutes of social media time. Do your posts, do your posts, do your posts. If you haven't done your post, make a post. If you've done a post, create tomorrow's post. If you've whatever, create some content. We are going to be like helping you guys because you're here to build a business. You're here because we said you can get your products paid for. You're here because you have a vision of something financial, right? We all have. That's why we are putting effort into a business. So we are not helping you at all if we are 80% of the time on personal growth, because, and the reason I can confidently say that in this moment is because I have watched each and every person on my team grow. you guys have all grown to the point where I'm like, I get to push you a little more. And so I'm like, okay, this is what, you all have a vision, and we are here to help you and support you and take that next, if it's a baby step, if it's a leap, if you want to jump off the cliff, like whatever it is, we are here to help you make that next step, because you do not have to struggle financially. You do not have to struggle financially. None of us have to struggle financially with the opportunity that we have in our hands. Incredible opportunity. So we are pivoting, and we are going to be making those steps into making sure that you guys are going to start seeing and creating your teams and sharing and inviting, and you getting confident in classes, right? Like, you guys will be able to just roll it off your tongue, right? If you had to whip off a class, and it'll be easy and it won't be uncomfortable. You won't, when I'm like, okay, when are you guys booking a class? It won't be crickets. You guys are gonna be like, oh yeah, I already told you, I'm already doing them on like Tuesday nights, remember? And, or whatever it is. So we are going to get comfortable with classes. That's what we are doing, which means we are getting comfortable with inviting people, which means we are getting comfortable with making new friends.
I have something new that I just found I was looking on my phone at the apps that I have available within my phone device without even having to upload a new app. So I have my Reminders app. That app is incredibly awesome for alarms, lists, categories. Like I have one for Raylin, I have one for my barbering, and I have one for Young Living. And within that list, I can do all of my other lists. That, for me, to have a list that I don't have to write down is incredible. Also, I found, what is it called again? It is one.
Oh, geez, we can't hear you. I'm like, we can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
I'm just gonna wait till my. Am I back?
Yes.
Okay. I just do the ear thing because I could tell that you were.
I'm like, froze. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Pages is an amazing app that you.
Oh, goodness.
My internet is like literally a meter away from me right now. Should I leave and come back? Has that helped other people? Is that what you do? I don't know.
Yeah, Claudette said that's what works for her.
Okay, let me do that. I'll just jump back on because I have really something important that it's.
I know. I'm like, I want to hear this.
Okay, I'm going right now.
Okay. Thank you, Claudette, for that. Oh my goodness. In the chat over there, Raven might, yeah, need to come back. So this is like all the things that you learn when you work as a team, right? Because we don't know, maybe if it hasn't happened to you and somebody else has some solutions, that's why we are a team and we support each other to help us through the hard stuff. We're not alone through any of this by any means at all. And that's why when you tell us your vision and how, you want to go somewhere and what your goal is, And that is why we're like here, because we're like, okay, this is how we can support you. If you're feeling stuck at all or anything like that,
Hi.
that's what we are doing. Okay.
I'm back. Hopefully this works better for my internet service connection.
Okay, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Oh,
Oh, there you are. There you are. Oh my gosh, Claudette, is this what happens to you when you turn on your camera? Like you can't.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot. It happens a lot. That's why I'm like, you guys don't even know.
Now you know we know.
Yeah, that's why I don't put my camera on very often, because it freezes everything.
I can enable mirror effect. Always.
Okay.
It also helps, Raven, if you have, like, I don't know how many programs you have up and running, but if you
0.
close as many as you can, or even is the other thing that I've done a few times is I've unplugged my modem for like 5 seconds and plugged it back in, and then things worked better.
Interesting. Video. Well,
We can hear you now.
okay, good. Well, you guys don't need to see me. You just have that one freeze frame. Just remember me like that. So what I was talking about was within your phone, you are able to access apps that you do not need to download. I stumbled across this because I have to submit schoolwork for homeschooling, and they told me there's an app on your phone that and it's a scanner app. And I swear I paid money for an app and I had to get the money reimbursed because it was an expensive app. I didn't realize that those types of basic needs are already accessible on your phone. So really look into those apps that come with your device and explore them, because there is one that I found. It's called Pages, and I can upload my own pictures. There's many different templates for a business card, for a business letter, for a poster, for an advertising picture that you could put onto Facebook, a mural with all of our pictures of all, like Claudette, you were trying to say that you wanted to make a slideshow of my freeze frame faces. You could put them on a poster and send it to me with all, like all of this, you can edit the pictures within the pictures. It's everything awesome combined into one. And so also all of your files that are saved on your phone are also accessible. So you have I have a folder now for Young Living in my Pages that has my stat tracker, and you could, like, where you save it on your phone. I've had issues trying to find it and even upload it, and so now this is like super basic needs for somebody very, like, I like technology. I enjoy the.
Oh geez, I'm like, there's your ears. Oh yes. Okay. Oh, you did freeze, but it's a really pretty smile.
Yeah. I can hear you now.
There you go.
Okay. So, I'm like, look into, what is it called? The pages, reminders. And, I was making a business card, a friend card. And if you have a printer, it's easy, you know, like for real, it's easy to make business cards in your own home when you have the ink and the paper and the template basically to do your own.
Yes.
You could put your picture on your business card, you know.
Yeah.
You could print them double-sided. You know, you could buy like fancy paper and have it like metallic business cards.
And you
know,
keep the receipts. It's all a write-off.
everything. Yeah, keep receipts.
All a write-off. Office supplies.
Yeah.
I know that I use reminders all the time, because it is so easy to even just reminding me to invite to classes.
Yes.
I have a leg that is like my northern team up here, and I have a reminder every Monday morning. It's like connect with your northern team, because up here, right, like we don't have the community that we do down there, so it's easy for me to like feed all of my time and energy into the people that are showing up, but then I need to remember that they need love too. I have people on my team that need to be supported, like, because they're not in a place that a lot of my southern team is. So I have a reminder, make sure you connect, whether it's just like, hey, hi, how's it going? Oh, you know, one of them just had a baby. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, congratulations, you know, what's going on? And I have a reminder to check in. Yeah. Invite to classes, reminders that you have a class, right? A reminder to post in your class, a reminder. And I know that's something that is like, I need to get better at. I know that I need to get better at, so you guys know how to do this, because when you have a class and you have invited people into that class, they are going to forget about it until you make a post in that class and it tells them. And then they're like, oh, yeah, I'm supposed to go to that on like Thursday night. Like, what the heck? I forgot all about that. And you need to make it look like it's fun. You need to make it look like they don't want to miss out. You need to make it look like you're having a blast. You need to make it look like there's going to be some good information, right? And like, this isn't fake stuff that you have to make up, but you have got to share it with them. Otherwise, they don't know. So you need to be posting in your events minimum of once a day, like minimum. And like, when it comes to like 3 days before your class, you need to be all about that dang class. That it is like, who's going to show up at my house? Like, you know, it's an event though, on Zoom, whatever, but who's going to be there? How many people do I want to hang out with? Who do I want to like share this stuff with? Who is it? Like, why did I invite these people in the first place? They like, oh my gosh, like they, you know, and they forget. And it's innocent. And then they might like miss out and be like, what? How come you didn't remind me? And we might feel awkward, but then they're like, well, why didn't you tell me? And then we're all like, oh, because I didn't want to bother you.
Yeah.
What?
I also wanted to maybe mention about, for me, when I am making posts, it sometimes takes longer than expected.
Yes.
And for you to know if you're going to make a post on something very quick in your story, you know, like, you can take the picture and save it and come back to it later. I have a bad habit of not coming back to it in time, so I miss that window of like it being a timeline of my day, which is something that I need to work on to improve. But what I have been doing is been spending time in the evenings and making updates to those posts, you know, like making the posts, and then you can save it and then set a reminder, say, you know, if it happened at 4 o'clock, and you weren't able to update and edit until about 8 p.m. and then you updated, you can, who says that you didn't do that on the next day?
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, like with the meetings and stuff like that, like it's going to have the date on it, you know, like nobody's going to judge you for putting something up late except yourself.
That's right. That's right.
You
Totally.
know, and like I'm guilty, and so that's something that I'm working on. And you know, if we can just like cut the shaming, the self guilt, and the negative talk out of what it is that we're doing, because you have to think about, why are we doing this? You know, a lot of times in this last month for me as an individual, I have really had to step back and like look at everything, look at my hair cutting, look at my homeschooling, look at my business with Young Living, and really gauge what it is that I'm doing here. You know, and that's a huge life lesson to be able to do that, because when you get down in the dumps, it's very hard to come back out in a positive way. And, you know, being able to work on myself constantly and putting myself in those uncomfortable positions, I'm able to step out of that. And like, actually, I'm able to like fall face flat into that failure of being the most horriblest homeschool teacher, you know, or, you know, the one that never does a class, you know, all of these things. Like I can fall face flat into that failure and get up and be like, okay, let's do it again.
Yes.
Because I know the benefits of actually feeling like I've accomplished something. And that feeling to me is where I want to live. I want to be there. I want to feel like I did something today, like I made a difference in somebody's life. You know, and regardless of all of the negative or unmotivated or whatever it is, you know, like I am not perfect. Nobody is. And for me to be okay with what I do on my spare time is, you know, I am still doing also what I want to do on my work time, on my, you know, and so having that balance in here is huge. It's,
Yeah, it is really huge. And like, we are going to fail. The most successful people on the earth have failed more than the average person. And
Yeah.
you know what? It's uncomfortable, but you get used to picking yourself up. And it's not in a bad way. Like, it's not like this huge, oh my God, I have to pick myself up again. Like, I'm done. It's not like that, because once you know that you have to fail, and once you know that you have to go through like maybe 1,000 no's to get to like, you know, diamond, whatever it is, like get through them, like get brave, get courageous. And the people on your contacts list, the people on your Facebook list, the people on your Instagram list, all of those, get brave. Start weeding out the people, plant the seeds. Who is it that wants to come with me? Who is it that wants to know about this stuff? Who is it that I'm going to spend my time with? Who is it? Right? Like, isn't that exciting to like, instead of sitting back and being like, oh, like maybe they're going to say no. Well, I want to know if you're going to say no. Like, you say no right now. And you know, the only way they're going to say no to you is if you ask them. And if they really don't, then you're like, move on. And it is so incredible, because it's like the law of attraction, or the law of the universe, or the law of whatever you believe in. It's a law that empty spaces get filled. Empty spaces get filled. How many of you like clean a room or clean off a counter, and the next thing you know, it's like full of clutter, and you're like, what? I just cleaned that. Because empty space attracts things. So you have a list of people, and if you don't invite those people, if you don't ask them and find out if they're a yes or a no, your list is going to stay full, and you won't get new people. You need
Right.
to start checking those people off of your list into categories. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, 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 no, 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 yes, 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 right? And then new people are going to start getting plunked into your, it's just the way it works. It works the same as laundry. It works the same as dishes. It just works the same. The more you do that, like it never ends. The more you get. It's just, it is cool. It is really cool. So be brave, get courageous, ask the people, create new friendships, have the classes to plunk them into, do those things. And use the resources, the tools that you have. It's so important. The ones that Raven talked about, we all have cell phones. We have so many tools on there. Like pretty soon, our phones are just going to do the dang job for us. Like,
Send it for us instead of us having to actually manually go in and send. Yeah. No, I can see that happening very soon too.
right? And I mean, the Life Steps app, it creates a message for you. Like you
Love
don't
that.
even have to come up with words, and you just push a button, and it's like, okay, we're gonna send it. Okay, and it's like, what? Like seriously, and right, like it's all about, am I doing this as a business? Why am I doing this? How much income do I want to make? How do I make that income? How do I get to that income? Oh, I want like $300 so that I can pay for my order. Well, guess what? I'm going to have to enroll at least 3 people, plus have a bit of a team. I need to enroll 4 people. I need to help 3 people hit star. I need to, right? You are not going to make things happen if you don't know the road to make it happen. You know,
Yeah.
yes, we hear about doing the vision, setting the goal. Don't ask how to get there. You're just going to get there. Yeah, there is, right? Things will happen. Things like, I need to invite 3 people. Well, you don't have to be like, oh, I'm going to meet one in like the supermarket lineup. I'm going to meet one at, you don't have to do that. That's the part where it's like, that's going to get figured out for you. That's going to get plunked into your days when you're like, this is what I'm doing, but I need to find 3 people to connect with today. Okay, the universe is like, okay, we'll put those people in your path. And but you need to know. Richard says you go from point A to point B. You need to set your GPS. You cannot go to the airport and say, I want to go on a holiday sometime. They're going to look at you and say, you need to go away and you need to work out some details of that and then come back and let me know. So then you're like, okay, guess what? I'm going to Hawaii on January 4th and I'm coming home on like December 4th. So, so you need to know, where you're going. You know, you're going to take a plane to get there, which means you're going to know how many people you need to enroll. You're going to know how much OGV you need to hit that rank. You're going to know those things. You need to work those details out. And if anybody's like, whoa, Mel, what are you even talking about? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Ask us. That's what we're here for. Like, you know, us, your leaders. If you don't want to talk to us because you're like, they never shut up. You can talk to somebody.
No. Oh my gosh.
So,
You know,
yeah.
I kind of was thinking about on that topic of like having an open question kind of power hour. Like, you know, Mondays for me are very like, okay, these are the days that I am going to kill it. And these are the days that I'm going to just like, I'm not going to plan as much on those days. And that is okay. But what I was thinking, if there was a day in our power hours that we had either something more specific with helping a post, like we like share screen, you know, and like, because I know when I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. And then once I start doing it, I get discouraged because I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what to say at this moment. Or is it okay? Is this compliant? Is this, you know, all of the things. So I'm curious if we might be able to plunk something like that into the power hour so
Why
that,
don't we do it on, yeah, do you want to do it on a specific day?
yeah, I
Why don't
do.
we do it on Tuesday?
Let's do it on Tuesdays.
Because our Mondays are pretty full. And
Yeah.
then if we do it on a Tuesday, then we can be like,
You have the rest of the week to kind of play around with it.
Yep. yeah, like
I think that's
let's
a great
plan our social media.
Okay, I think that's a great idea. And then that also will help the new people to kind of like be like, oh, I don't want to miss Tuesdays because they teach us how to advertise what we're doing, you know, and like we're not experts, but you know what? We're really resourceful and we like to share. So when we find something, and you guys all have shown how resourceful you are, at finding out what you need to know. So that is incredible that, you know, that we have this platform to share and be able to give it away.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Okay, it is 7 o'clock. And I know that we just like, well, I'm going to say we like threw a lot at you. So yeah, I am going to put the replay up, and if anybody has any questions, like just message us, let us know, anything like that. And yes.
Yeah,
Or
comment, share, like, you know.
Yes.
We want to hear from you.
Absolutely, we do. Otherwise, we are just going to keep talking and talking and talking.
Like for the last 12 years.
Oh, right? Okay, everybody, thank you for like being here. I'm going to stop the recording.